Hello and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be all about the short one-shot GL manga, I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up. So since we've done an entire series on the BL books, Heaven Official's Blessing, I figured let's mix it up while I'm currently reading the first book of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation and do a quick review of this cute little GL book. It's actually a manga, and you can read this in like an hour. It's like 150-ish pages, so it's nice for a quick afternoon read. So this book was actually recommended to me very insistently by one of my friends who reads a lot of GL, and this is actually her copy. I borrowed it from her because she's like, here, you need something to read this, it's really good. And so I did, and I don't think I liked it as much as she did, but I still really enjoyed it. I actually had read this a few months ago when she had first let me borrow it, and then right before filming this, I actually went ahead and reread it to kind of freshen up my memory on what happens, and I do think I liked it more the second time around. So this follows two best friends, and it's kind of hard to tell, but when I first read this, I thought that the translation of kohai, which is where they got the best friend from the Japanese original title, was translated weird because I interpreted their relationship more as that upperclassman, underclassman type relationship, because it even does say in the book that that was how their relationship went after this girl with brown hair, which in the book it's like, I always imagine it as blonde, so if I refer to the blonde one, I'm actually referring to this one. She had confessed her feelings towards the other one, and when that kind of got sorted out with like the rejection and everything, she said, can we just go back to it? And it's even stated that their relationship went back to just that underclassman, upperclassman type dynamic. But reading it a second time, it does feel more like they're actually friends. I'm not quite sure how my interpretations changed to get that, but I would love to know if you have read this. What was your interpretation? Which side did you fall on for this? Because I would love to know like which side you fall on, and if you do have like logic behind it, I would love to know that, because it was super weird that I like fell on like opposite sides of the spectrum each time I read this. So essentially it's broken up into, 4 parts? Like 4 and what I see as a little bonus. And so the first 3 go about their fake marriage, and the entire reason they're doing that is to shut up the main character's parents, who keep pressuring her to get married and start a family. She is currently working in corporate at a job that she doesn't really care about, but it's at a good company that her parents approve of, and that has basically been her entire life, has been trying to please her mom, who is getting pressured by the dad to make sure that their daughter basically lives up to the standards that they are setting in place for her. So she's very closed off, she's very isolating when it comes to what she does, who she lives with, who she's around. She really doesn't seem to have many friends. And so the entire book showcases the character development that these two create. The main girl, Machi, is the office worker that we follow, and she, to all accountability throughout this book, is straight, and then her friend Hana is openly a lesbian, and they end up moving in together and filing for a partnership license in Shibuya to basically get Machi's parents off her back and say, hey, I'm married, but turns out her parents are a bit homophobic, and they don't like that their daughter is married to a woman. So there is a little scene where her mom doesn't treat Hana so nicely. It's like only 2 pages, but if you are someone who doesn't want to read mothers being homophobic and calling people not so nice names, that is something to maybe look out for. But Hana really opens up Machi's kind of worldview, because she is very passionate about illustration, and that's what she does for a job. She, I believe, is a freelancer. It's not really specified, but you can kind of interpret that she's a freelancer based on the work that she's doing throughout the book. Seeing Hana do what she's really passionate about inspires Machi to push for actually living for happiness, not living to appease her parents, and not isolating herself so much. So we see her trying to actually get that kind of promotion at work. We see her stand up to her mother when she badmouths Hana. We just see her kind of grow as a person and open up, and it's actually very nice. I do really love the character development and the development between the relationship, because in the end, it does seem like she develops feelings for Hana pretty organically throughout, and you see her getting happier as they're living together, and it's just very sweet. There is some weird moments where it seems like you could interpret Hana as pushing really hard, so that is maybe something if you don't like people kind of pushing for physical intimacy. That was kind of off-putting both times that I read it. But if we overlook the parts that can be taken in a weird way, it's cute. I really like the first 3 chapters, and then for the 4th one, we go kind of a flashback to their... Is this a high school? It's an academy. I believe this is their high school, and it's for like top athletes. And Hana, it's so confusing because the names change in this chapter. If someone could explain to me, is there a reason? Am I just dumb? But I believe both their names change in this section. It basically tells the relationship between the two and through an athletic academy. And I don't know, this just kind of, I guess, is the solidification of why they are friends, even though they don't really seem to be friends during their time at the academy. I don't know, it just seemed incredibly out of place to me. I didn't really care for it. It made Machi seem really bitchy, and I just didn't vibe with it. I liked the very cute, wholesome, more slice of life style of the first 3 chapters. That just seemed thrown in there super like randomly, and then the last chapter actually kind of takes a flashback to the beginning for some reason, to a scene that happens when Hana goes to see her ex-girlfriend, and like literally we get 4 little panels of that, and then you flip the next page and it's their honeymoon. And yeah, it's just 1 page front and back of that, and that's about it. So overall, really cute. Like I said, you could read it in probably like an hour, but I would probably give this 3.75 stars. I didn't love it. There are some questionable things in there that would make me maybe not recommend it to a lot of people. And I just think that I've read more gripping slice of life. This is really cute. It doesn't dive super deep into anything. If you just look at the surface level, I'm sure if you dig deeper, you can find something. But if you're just looking for kind of a standalone, read it in an hour, enjoy it, and then leave, this would be a good recommendation. But if you're looking for something with a little more substance that still has a slice of life aspect, you're going to be missing that if you choose to pick this up, and that is what you're going for. So I really don't have a whole lot to say on this. Like I said, I enjoyed it. The last 2 sections kind of threw me off, but overall, is a cute story with some really good character development. That is really what I got out of it, was Machi's character development and growth, which I do love. But that's really the only thing that stands out. I do love that Hana is kind of that free spirit that will push for her own happiness. She's a really good character. She's the little sunshine character. But that's really about it. It's completely character driven. There's no world building, none of that. So if you want just the cute, character-driven, happy lesbians, here you go. But that's basically all I have to say on this. And so if you have any thoughts on this book, I would love to hear them. Since it's so short, I would love to see kind of how people interpreted it, because this is something that you can reread super easily. So yeah, did you enjoy this book? Did you not like it? Did you find the sections that I found a bit off-putting as well? Did you just read over that and you're just like, it seemed fine to me? I would love to know. I also want to know how you interpreted their relationship and dynamic. So yeah, just anything that you kind of got out of this book, I would love to see how it lines up with how I read it. So yeah, thank you for everyone who showed up. I hope if you've made it this far that you've at least gotten something out of it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye guys.